Movavi. Movavi.
Shout out to Pop Mafia, man. You already sodomized.
All right. I'm having a bit of an audio question here. If you could please let me know in the chat. I think Jamie and Derek are both in here. If you could please let me know if you can hear me. I'd appreciate it. I don't know what's going on with my computer. It seems like the audio is not working correct, but hopefully it is. If it is, just give me a thumbs up. If it is working, I'd appreciate that. Oh, good. Okay. So before we get things started here talking about Josh Allen, and I definitely want to talk about Josh Allen and how happy we as Bill fans should be for him. I wanted to start out talking about another player. This guy has meant so much to the organization. And they even brought him back this year just to be a coach, basically. He means that much. He helped us turn around the franchise and was one of the first players that Sean McDermott signed. And, I just want to give it up real quick for Micah Hyde. What a great player he's been for our team. I have a couple of his autographs on pictures. And just Micah Hyde made the best interception I have ever seen in my entire life. And I'm blessed that I got to see it live. And I actually told him that when I met him at training camp. And it was against the Patriots, a long pass in the corner of the end zone. I didn't even see him around. He hustled, ran over there, and I was already going, I can't believe we gave up a touch. No, he didn't, because Micah Hyde came out of nowhere and intercepted it. That was the most beautiful interception ever. And I loved it. So just wanted to give props to Micah Hyde as he has retired here in the NFL. Hopefully, he said he doesn't really want to do coaching, but he's such a good defensive back and safeties coach. He's shown that coming into the team. And last year when he was injured and this year, Cole Bishop gave him a bunch of props. So props to Micah Hyde. I went to his softball game a couple of years ago when the tickets were only $10. Now they're like $45. But it's all going for charity. But it is a fun event to be at, to watch all the Bills players getting together and just doing something, even if it's playing softball. So, but then, the reason that I wanted to do a live today, there's my Josh Allen autographed helmet. When Mercedes and I went to Minnesota to watch the Bills play the Vikings, we saw him do this leap over Barr. And I said to Mercedes right then, that's what I want for Christmas, is an autographed Josh Allen picture of him doing that leap. And she laughed, and I didn't think of it ever again. When she got me an autograph, but she couldn't find the real thing because we lived in Texas at the time. And Josh, she got a facsimile autograph for me for Christmas. But now that autograph above me, we did get at training camp, and Josh Allen signed it. And it is the picture of him leaping over Barr in the Minnesota Vikings. So it's a little backstory of why I love Josh Allen so much. But did Josh deserve the MVP? Let's talk a little bit about that quick. Well, you know what? Before we get to that, let's talk about the whole NFL honors night. The Buffalo Bills become a franchise of an organization that's known for being really, really good, but not quite getting something that they want. There was even claymation commercials done about this where it was really a sad day watching the game, and then the Bills won, but yeah, there was a penalty. Or, the famous Scott Norwood kick, 13 seconds. there's a lot of history there of things that, the Bills were really hoping. Even last year, Damar Hamlin, he died on the field and came back to play again. But they gave the comeback player of the year trophy to someone else. And then they felt so great about it that they nominated him again this year for the award. But he didn't win it either year. And the guy died out there. He was dead. They had to do all that heart stuff to get him back. And the trainers did a great job, but he probably should have been a comeback player of the year. But that's another example of getting really close to wanting something, really close. All of us fans want that something, and we don't quite get it. Now, obviously, the one thing we all want that we haven't quite been able to get, and we're not the only franchise that hasn't quite been able to get it, but it's a Super Bowl. And obviously, that's what we all really, really want. And I'm sure Josh Allen would give up any MVP trophy to win a Super Bowl. And then during the night of the awards, Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon Barkley. I don't even think Josh was nominated for that award. I don't understand that. Joe Burrow had a pretty bad knee injury, though, and he came back from it last year. But, he didn't die. Just Saquon Barkley there, and then they start giving Josh awards. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, they're just doing that to say they just gave Josh something when they don't give him the MVP. So they give him a sportsmanship award, which even the Bills have made fun of him being a sportsmanship person because he had also been voted the biggest smack talker in the league. So he's the biggest smack talker and he's the best sportsmanship person. I'm assuming that has something to do with all the great stuff he does off the field. I don't know, but yeah, that was interesting. And then he won the FedEx Air Ground Player of the Year, which I thought was a quarterback and a running back. One would win air, one would win ground, but apparently they coded it and gave Josh Allen and Jamar Chase the award, who's not a running back, he's a wide receiver. I'm not saying either one of them don't deserve that award, but I don't quite understand the premise beside not giving that to Barkley. So those trophies were actually very nice. They were very FedEx went all out and made some beautiful trophies. Those actually look nicer than the MVP trophy, in my opinion. And then they get out there, and Shady McCoy's on the stage, and I'm thinking Shady might do Josh. And then I remembered, he was an Eagle too. So Dion introduces why Josh should get the award, Dion Dawkins. And Dion did some great dance moves earlier in the night. My wife danced with Dion's wife at a game once, but Dion showed off some dance moves. And then he made a nice little speech introducing why Josh deserves to be MVP. And then Shady McCoy talked about Barkley. But he had a big B on his chest. So I don't know, maybe he was representing the Bills. Was that what that B was about? Anyway, they both looked very excited for Josh when Kurt Warner announced it. He let him look at it first, and they both, Shady looked like he was the happiest. And Josh wins the award. They announced Josh Allen MVP. And I just started screaming. And so did my wife. We were just yelling that I can't believe Josh Allen won. I can't believe it because, going into the night, I told several people Josh was going to get screwed. They're going to give it to Jackson, even though last year Josh had better stats than Jackson and Jackson won it. This year, Jackson has better stats than Josh. When they're saying stats is what matters. Well, he ended up winning by 4 votes. Which is really close over Lamar. And Lamar Jackson's a good player, and I got the privilege of watching him play in the playoffs. He's really talented, but Josh doesn't just bring you those stats. And first of all, stats, Buffalo clinched a playoff spot like midway through the season, and tried to figure out how to use their running game more and better, so to get Cook more involved. So stats are a very misleading thing. Lamar had to keep throwing the ball for them to add up stats. So, and let's look at the roster for Baltimore. They had 8, and we talked about this before the Baltimore Buffalo playoff game. They had 8 all-pro players on their team. 8 of them. Buffalo had Josh. That was it. Josh Allen was the only player on the all-pro team. Now, the Pro Bowl team is a different thing. Dion made it there, and then since guys didn't want to go, McGovern and Cook made it as well. But the all-pro team is the one that I think is really important. Baltimore had 8 guys on that team. And if you take away Lamar Jackson from that team, I think a new quarterback could come in and keep them winning. Who does their defense game plan when you play Baltimore? Do they game plan to stop Lamar? Certainly they should. But I think a lot of teams probably game plan more to stop Henry, where teams should be starting to worry about Cook. But I think every team that comes in and plays Buffalo is worrying about how to stop Josh Allen. And that is what makes him the MVP in my book. That and all the extra stuff he does. Josh Allen is the first player at the tunnel giving each and every player on his team a high five as they take the field and encouraging them. Josh Allen is leading the huddle when they take the field. He's doing everything possible. And in training camp, he makes sure to take care of the fans. The children fans, most of all. I mean, he really does take care of the kids first and foremost above anything else. But he ran around the field the last practice and gave everyone lined up around the field a high five. He gives autograph after autograph after autograph for as many kids as he can possibly do until that horn blows, and then he stays even later than that. The only player I've seen at any camp that has done more autographs than Josh Allen is Von Miller. And that was just at 1 or 2 of them. Josh almost always does the most autographs and is out there for the fans. The work he's done in his grandmother's name for the Children's Hospital in Buffalo, you know, he's the man. He constantly has players over at his house. You hear about all these parties and things that he holds to build unity amongst the team. He can run. He can pass. He reads defenses like no one else. And this is a guy that no one wanted to give a Division I scholarship to. What was happening there? That he had to go to JUCO and then send emails out to everybody and finally get into Wyoming. Yeah, Josh Allen is the MVP. Forget comparing stats. You know, I hate that when people just compare stats. Who means more to the team? Who means more overall if he was taken off the roster? Who is the most valuable player? That's Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the most valuable player. And last night, finally, Bills fans got to be excited about something. You know, obviously, again, we want to win the Super Bowl. That's our number one thing. But it's been a long time since Thurman Thomas won that MVP award. And you just feel like as a Bills fan, you're going to get shafted. Something's going to happen. The ref's not going to say it's a first down. He's going to say it's a catch even though the ball hits the ground and your defender has his hands on the ball. Something's going to happen that why they made a commercial out of it. Bills Mafia. Wow. Yeah, that's a great point, Derek. Then he got up there and he thanked everybody else. And to see the tears rolling down his father's face, that's, I think it showed the emotion of all of the Bills Mafia family. And Bills Mafia does mean family to me. And for Josh, it just was amazing to have one of our brothers, win that award. His speech was fantastic. And you know what? I want to ask you guys in the comments here. I've become known a little bit for how I end what I say at the end of our shows here when I talk. And I want to know, should I change it to what Josh said at the end? Be good. Do good. God bless. And go Bills. That is the sum up of what it means to be a member of the Bills and the Bills Mafia. The Bills Mafia does so good. And look at the money we raise for other teams' players' charities. Last year, Tyler Bass, they raised a lot of money. This year, they raised a lot of money for Andrews' charity. Do good. That's good off the field, and then do good on the field. And to do good on the field, you have to work at it, practice after practice after practice, film after film, and that's what Josh Allen does. And that's, as a member of Bills Mafia, I take him as someone to use as a role model. Do good. Be good. When your time is called, when you're the one that has to step up, be good. And we saw that several times during the season this year. I remember an offensive lineman getting injured, and a guy that's never played a snap before on a crucial play had to come in and do that. Be good. Be ready. God bless. You know what? There needs to be more God in the world. There needs to be more good in the world. God gave his only son so that we can have eternal life. He blessed us all. And to him be all the glory. So God bless. And then as we all get together as Bills Mafia, remember, always remember, go Bills. It's a way to say hello. It's a way to say goodbye. It's a way to say I love you. It encompasses everything. Go Bills. Now, I always remember that God does love you, and so do I. And go Bills. But now I think it's an apropos time to change it. To do good, be good. God bless. And go Bills.
Shout out to Pop Mafia, man. He already showed of ours.
Movavi. Movavi.
Hey, Pops, Bills, baby.
Movavi. Movavi.